This is JJ White Ministries, and we're so glad to be with you on today. We have something exciting to talk about. And so we know there are single women out there, Christian women in particular, who desire to be married. And we want to talk about how you can prepare yourself to be found. Now, I'm going to start with my husband and ask him from a man's point of view, how can single Christian women who desire to be married prepare themselves to be found?
Yes, from a man's point of view is first things presentation. As men, we look from the outer exterior. So what we see is what we are attracted to. However, as the relationship or friendship goes on, we get to know the inner person. But that's not what we're looking for on the onset. The onset, we're looking for how well you look, how well you dress, how well you carry yourself, your presentation, your confidence, your demeanor. Those things are what we look for from the onset. And if those things are pleasing to our eyes, automatically interest spark for us.
Now that's pretty interesting, I'm sure, for women who are listening, because you know that what you see is not necessarily what you get. And so the package could be glittery gold on the outside, and then you open it up and it's filled with rotten bones, and vice versa. So how do men factor, how do you all compute that to say, well, the package might look great, but what's on the inside?
Because it's a starting point for us. If the presentation is good for us, that's what we look for initially. Then as the conversation ensued, we start looking deeper. But that process doesn't compute for us immediately. That process takes a while. We are looking at just the exterior only.
So would you say there's a timeline in particular of when a man will know whether or not the outward appearance of what looks great actually carries into the inner person?
Typically it takes a couple of dates. For us it takes a couple of dates to recognize if the beauty that existed on the outside, if that's the same thing inside. What's disappointed though is when you realize that the beauty on the outside or the exterior is great, and then inside is left to be desirable. That's a problem, because now we think of you a little bit different, because we're saying, in our mind we are computing that yes, the beauty is there, but if the inside is not good, it's not something that we're going to want to pursue long term.
Wow, very interesting. Good stuff. And so what happens then, obviously, when the attraction is there on the external? Now, you say presentation is everything. So is it just is it physical beauty that men are looking for? Does a woman have to be attractive, like physical beauty?
For the most part, yes. Physical beauty is number one attraction for most men. I'm not saying for all, but for most men, the physical beauty is what attracts us. It's because we're not wired like women. We wired differently. We see things all on the exterior for the most part. And like I said, for us, as the relationship ensued, as we start going out on dates, as we start talking on the phone, as we start communicating, then we get to find out the person.
I understand. It makes sense to me. But women, I got you. So with the physical beauty, okay, yes, the attraction must be there. The physical beauty must be there. Does that include, is that from A to Z? Does that include how a woman wears her hair? Does that include whether or not she wears makeup? I know it's going to differ for each man, but generally speaking, if you can give it generally speaking, does that include all of that? Like her clothing, how she puts it together?
It does. It encompasses all of that in a package. It encompasses all of that, because that's what we are looking for. Because if a lady presents herself, her hair is on point, her makeup is on point, her dress is on point, even the way that she walks is something that we take into consideration. It's just how we wired. We wire differently. Wow. And it's We can't change that.
Certainly not. But that seems like a tall order for women to fulfill prior to even getting into a serious relationship that could potentially become a marriage. That seems like a lot to ask for up front.
I agree, love, but that's the mark. That's the barometer, and unfortunately, it's what it is. And oftentimes, is it fear? Probably not. But we don't look for that up front.
Yeah.
The presentation has to be, especially for me, the presentation has to be there.
So what about, and again, I know we're speaking generally. I have my husband in the hot seat, but he's speaking generally. We know that there are exceptions with different men, depending on who you are and what you desire and all of that. So please understand that. What if there's a woman that doesn't wear makeup? What if she has that physical, that natural beauty, so to speak, and she doesn't wear makeup at all? She doesn't like to wear makeup, but everything else seems to check the box. Would a man, in generally speaking, pursue someone?
Absolutely, because we look at natural beauty as well. So when we say presentation, it just doesn't only mean makeup.
Sure.
It's a presentation of how you carry yourself, how you look. And the natural beauty sometimes is even more attractive than even the makeup. But it's all a package deal. It's a presentation. It's how you look. The look is what we are looking for.
I got you. But my other question or statement would be, there's an expression, and I'm sure you've heard it. It says, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So in other words, a gentleman might see a woman to be beautiful that you may not see to be beautiful, and another guy might see her to be beautiful, and you get it. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So what if different men desire different things? I guess my question is, and I know the answer, but I want to ask it because we're doing this video, and I want us to be clear for those who are watching and listening, that you're saying that the number one priority as a man is looking for who could potentially be a life partner, is that the physical attraction, the outward appearance, and all of that has to be.
Yeah, that is correct. However, you alluded that men has different tastes, different desires,
yes.
and I take that into consideration. But I'm saying for the most part, for men who's looking for a life partner, that initial onset of presentation is gonna be a big deal.
So that's the attention getter.
That's the attention getter.
And nothing can happen beyond that.
It can happen, but not for a life partner.
Okay.
So it's a different. It's a different distinction.
That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic. But if you're talking about a life partner, someone that you want to finish your life with, do things with, go with, kids, family, all that stuff. Yes, it's important.
Well, this is JJ White Ministries once again. Please go to our website, jjwhiteministries.com, and subscribe. Go to YouTube and subscribe, comment, like, share. We look forward to seeing you on all of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook and IG as well. God bless you, and until next time, bye-bye.